Hello, classmates. I'm here to talk about sports marketing and how it impacts us as people and the economy. Now, some of us may not think, what's sport marketing got to do with me? Well, let me give you some case scenarios. You ever been to Dick's Sporting Goods? Foot Locker? Champs? Did you ever notice that when you walk into the front, let's just say, for instance, that it's Dick's Sporting Goods. You walk in the front door, you see all the Florida teams right in your face. You'll have, the Bucks, the Jags, and everybody right there. So you walk down the aisle and you're like, man, my dad's birthday's tomorrow. I should get him his keychain. Then you walk a little further and you see this nice little coffee mug. It says, my dad's #1 Dolphin fan. So now you pick up, the keychain, coffee cup, and now you're just in here for just sneakers. You go through and then you walk down and you grab your sneakers, you go to the cashier, you pay the cashier. Now, you just paid for her salary, you paid for the store and its sales and its profit, which then turns into revenue to help go to the economy. Now, say we go to Subway, we get our favorite sub, and then we get a large cup to drink. And on that large cup in Florida, you notice Tampa Bay Lightning across the cup, which has players' schedule. And you're like, man, I've never been to a hockey game. There's a little website going on the bottom. Bingo! Another one chalked up for the sports marketing team. Because now family night just turned into $200. Because now you're buying tickets. That's one simple ways and forms that sports marketing does have an impact. Now, let's go back into time in 1923 with Gene Srzan. Gene Srzan, if nobody knows, was the first pro athlete to be endorsed by a sporting goods company. Does anybody know who that sporting goods company is? No? Have no clue? I'll give you a clue. It's on basketball, it's on footballs, golf clubs, golf bags, shoes. Still? No? Wilson Sporting Goods. Now, Wilson Sporting Goods signed a contract with Gene Srzan all the way through from 1923 to 1999, the year of his death. The longest sports contract ever. Pretty impressive. Now, let's fast forward into the time. That's an awesome time, 1990s. Now, at that time, we had basketball was a giant. I was about 9 years old, and I was sitting down eating, I think it was Cheerios at that time. I was watching a commercial, and it was a young kid from North Carolina State that had captivated me so much that I wanted the product. Now, this product was a Nike shoe. Anybody have an idea who that basketball player might have been? I'll give you a clue. He was Rookie of the Year, and he won slam dunk contests. That's right. His Airness, Michael Jordan. Now, I'll tell you a little story of what happened. I was so intrigued by this commercial that I went out, shoveled snow sidewalks, I shoveled driveways, I shoveled, I think, the neighbor's cat, whatever I could do to make a quick buck. Then I went, and as this winter went away, I went in mowing yards, trimming hedges, whatever I could find to find money so that I could buy these shoes. I've saved up my allowance, saved up the money I made, and bought mine. Finally, that time came, and I bought those shoes. I put them on, and I'm like, oh man, here goes. I'm going to jump just like Michael Jordan. I'm going to be able to dunk that basketball because that commercial told me to. So I put them on, I go outside, grab my basketball, and I ran and jumped and maybe went 5 inches off the ground. Yeah, it was a bummer. So now I'm a little upset. But there again, sports marketing intrigued me to buy the product because they showcased Michael Jordan slam dunking the basketball. Not that I didn't love the shoe, I love the shoe. So now let's talk about sports marketing. One of the things that it plays a factor when I go into the article done by Gwen Burrow on economicmodeling.com, she states in her article, not just a game, the impact of sports marketing on the U.S. economy. Okay, Gwen Burrow states that sports alone put $14.3 billion into the economy and also created 465,000 jobs with a $39,000 salary. Now, if we took away sports marketing, it would crush the economy. Now, some of you may ask, well, it still doesn't affect me because I don't do sports. Okay, well, let's think about it this way. Some of you may like to hunt. Some of you may like to fish. Some of you may like racing. Okay? Sports marketing also entails into that too, because they're going to show off the Hoyt bows, or they're going to show off the Ruger 12-gauge shotgun. But they're also going to show the fishing rod that you use, the fishing lures, the fishing string. How about the big fancy boat you just bought to bring your buddies in? Now, that all entails with the marketing scheme. And for my computer guys out there that say sports don't do anything for me. Well, what about when you play video games? Like, let's say you play Madden. Though you don't like football, but a couple of your buddies come over and there's like, hey man, I just bought the new Madden. You want to play it? Of course you're going to play it because you're your buddies. You just got swamped into sports marketing. In the article, A World Without Sports Marketing by Lewis Holmes on December 24th, 2010, he states that sports would not survive without sports marketing. That it would be horrible. We would have no ESPN, we would have no Sports Illustrated, there would be nothing. When we think about that, sports marketing, and how important it is to sports, and how much money it brings back into the economy, and how many jobs it brings in, it has a very major impact. Now, when we look at sports, in the article Sports Marketing Macro Matters as Much as Macro by Barry Coran, Biz Ledger, page 17, September 26, 2011, he states that even in the littlest economies, as far as your local economy, like for instance, let's say you go to a high school football team game because your brother's playing, or your sister's is the cheerleader, or whatever the case may be. You are paying for that ticket, which is supporting that team, which brings money into the local economy. That's all I have for tonight, guys. But I'm going to leave you with this. Remember, without sports marketing, it'd be one boring world. Thank you, and have a great night.